Adapting the style, bedding in new signings and European football was the objective of Ancelotti's first full season. But looking forward, what are the next steps for improvement? Keep up to date with all the latest news surrounding your club. This video is sponsored by OneFootball, the app that you need to download on your phone. On the OneFootball app here on Everton's profile, you can predict on the next game. So let's just tap on an Everton win and then we can see that 49% have said that Everton will win the match. Swiping over to season, you can see the league table, the fixtures, and down at the bottom you've got the top stats for the team. And here there is a lot of interesting stuff to look at. The tackles won, the duels, clearances, distribution, you've got the total passes, attacking, and the goals inside the box. You can spend so long on these pages looking at stats for all the Premier League teams. As well as that, you can go back to the Everton profile and you can go to transfers. Rumours here of Coutinho and Trippier to Everton. There's so much good stuff on OneFootball, and to download it for yourself, all you need to do is click the link in the description. To know how Everton can improve, we need to look at how they've performed this season. Most notably, there has been a big difference between their home form and away form. At home, they've won 5 games, drawn 4, and lost 8. Whereas away from home, they've been able to win 10 games, draw 3, and lose 3. The home form really has been affected by no fans, which is the same for every club in the Premier League. The away form, however, is up there with the best in the Premier League, so you'd like to think that this is something they could take into next season. The situation with the squad right now is that the quality comes in the first 11, and with any rotation made, the difference can be seen in their performances. So they need to add players who can start in the team or be rotation players that can play a big part when they feature. Ancelotti was able to sign players that have been good this season, but he needs more of them as the players they've signed haven't always been fit for selection. So now let's take a look into the key players, the most important players that make an impact when they play. Beginning with the left back Lucas Digne, who is so influential to Everton's performances. When looking to play out from the back, Lucas Digne becomes really useful. He's got real quality when it comes to crossing the ball into the box, but that passing quality also comes into play in his own half. He can receive the ball from the centre backs and then play long balls upfield, progressive passes, which he's made 96 of this season. No Everton player has more crosses into the penalty area than Digne, he has 19. So through link-up play on the left flank and chance creation with crosses into the box, that is why Digne is so important to Everton. Elsewhere, with James Rodriguez, he joined last summer, and we've seen whenever he's in the side, chance creation becomes a lot easier for the team. He's played the most key passes for Everton this season with 39, 95 accurate long balls, and a lot of them are out to Lucas Digne on the left flank when he's in space, and he's been able to score 6 goals and get 4 assists this season. When he's fit, he's in the team, he makes such a difference to the attack, and mainly this season he's been playing on the right wing. Another one of their signings last summer was Alan, the defensive midfielder. I feel that when he plays, he is a key player to the team and makes a difference to the performance too. We've seen in games this season, the attack can play with more confidence as they know Alan is behind them, a reliable player. That's what I like about Alan. He has also made the most tackles for Everton this season with 61, and it's the exact reason why Ancelotti brought him to the side. He knew about him already from Napoli, and once again, when he is fit, I feel he's one of the first names on the team sheet for Carlo Ancelotti. I'd also put Richarlison into the key player bracket. Although he hasn't been outstanding this season, he plays every game and he does play an important part. I think it's more so without him you would notice the difference. He brings some flair and skill to the side with 51 successful dribbles, as well as some confidence and aggression. The negative with him this season has been scoring goals. He's taken 68 shots, and that's only 1 less than Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but his goal conversion rate of 8.8% is what has really let him down. 6 goals with 68 shots. Then the last important player into the side would of course be the striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin. A reason why he's so important is the aerial ability he brings to the side. When you get the crosses from Digne and Rodriguez, of course then you need someone to get their head on the end of things, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin does exactly that. He's got the most headed goals in the Premier League this season with 7. 15 goals this season is up there with the best. It's really come from his start of season form, as in 2021 he's only scored 4 goals. A few injuries here and there may have affected his goal tally overall, but for Everton he's a big reason as to where they are in the Premier League. And then other players I'd slot into this first 11, but I wouldn't exactly say are important players who have a massive difference on the performance. I'd put Doucouré into the midfield, the centre-back partnership of Mina and Godfrey, and in goal I would stick with Jordan Pickford. Ben Godfrey, who was another one of their summer signings, is a player I've been impressed by. Throughout the season he's mainly played as the centre-back as well as left-back, and now and again as a right-back. The 23-year-old has been impressive this season, and I think he continues to stay in the side. Meaning that for Everton to improve now, they need an alternative option on the right wing. Rodriguez has been great, but he's not always been fit, and they need an effective backup to be able to rotate. Another midfielder, they signed Doucouré and Alan this year, but more quality is needed to play alongside them. It's a shame Gabaman has never been fit, as the situation may be a little different. Either way, another player here will do them good. Then finally, a right back as an alternative to Coleman is definitely needed. We know how effective Digne is on the left, and another attacking option on the right could have the same impact. Before the transfer targets, if I could please ask you to click the subscribe button for more videos like this where I'll be looking in depth at Premier League teams and the improvements they can make. Let me know what teams you want to see analysed and click that subscribe button to see it. It would be very much appreciated. So let's get into the right back, because it sounds like they have their main target already in Max Aarons at Norwich City. According to Fabrizio Romano, they're looking to reach an agreement soon, as they have been interested in him for a while. He's played in the Premier League with Norwich and has consistently shown his quality for them while being linked to many top clubs. He becomes a great asset to take the ball into the opposition half using his technical ability. When he was in the Premier League with Norwich City, he had a progressive distance when carrying the ball of 4,400 yards, ranking him 26th in the league. That was also the most for Norwich City, so Everton can use him in the same way. A player to help Everton progress the ball in transition. When he receives the ball, he has the mindset of taking on players, getting past them, running up the pitch before attempting to make a pass or cross into the box if he's able to do so. What also shows how influential he has been to Norwich is the amount of touches he has. When he was in the Premier League, he had 2,133 touches, which was the most for the team. This proves how much faith the manager Daniel Farke has in Aarons to be a key asset for the team. Aarons has become used to having pressure on him and knowing that he is a big part of the way that the team play. So going into the Everton squad, he should already have the confidence for such a young player to know that he can make a difference. Digne is the same for Everton at the moment. He has the most touches per 90 this season for the club, so signing Max Aarons helps balance this out, where they can find reliable attacking outlets and ways to get the ball from the back either on the left or the right. In midfield, Everton may be able to do a deal for Adrien Rabiot at Juventus, potentially with Moise Kean going in the other direction. That was a report recently, and I think Rabiot could be another quality midfield signing for the club. It is said that Carlo Ancelotti is a fan of the player, which makes this deal seem more realistic. He can play many roles as a midfielder, a defensive midfielder, box to box, or with the freedom to attack. In an Everton team which can be direct with long passing at times, Rabiot fits that really well. In Serie A this season, Rabiot has the 4th best success rate for long balls with 89%, 105 successful long balls with 117 attempted. As a player who will be more central and occasionally being in deeper positions, this becomes really useful for direct play up to Calvert-Lewin. The striker is great at winning balls in the air where teammates can win the second ball. Rabiot could link up really well with him with his passing accuracy. As the right winger, an option for Everton is Ismaila Sarr from Watford. He's just spent a whole season in the Championship where he scored 13 goals and assisted 10 times in 39 matches. A fantastic record which proves his quality and his ability to perform like that in England. In the Premier League, his record wasn't so fantastic with 5 goals and assisting 6 times, but for a young player who had just joined the league, he had special moments of quality which showed his potential. Possibly he should stay at Watford, where he's settled right now, to adapt to the Premier League again in a comfortable manner. However, for Everton, he really would be a good addition to their attacking force. As a player who would be more direct in taking on players as he attempts to enter the box, when the ball gets in the final third to him, he receives it and wants to dribble past players to make something happen. Unlike Rodriguez on the right, a playmaker, very creative with long passing quality we see regularly out to Digne, you get something different with Sarr, like Richarlison almost, where he wants to score and create by running forward. He has 76 successful dribbles in the Championship this season, which is the 3rd most in the league. He's at a good age of 23 now, becoming more experienced in England, learning his trade and gaining confidence by scoring and assisting a lot this season. The timing with a move to Everton is debatable, but possibly a risk worth taking for Everton, meaning that with those transfers you could be looking at a first 11 like this. Firstly, in a 4-3-3 with Alan as the holding midfielder, you remain with Rodriguez on the right. However, new signings, Max Aarons is in there and Rabiot starts in the midfield with Doucouré. The midfield is one that has defensive qualities in all the players there, but like explained, Rabiot has that flexibility to be more attacking, and Doucouré has proven this throughout the years too. In anyway, the midfield is what is giving the defensive cover, as Digne and Aarons both in the team are very attacking minded. Alternatively, they could play in a 4-2-3-1. James Rodriguez comes into a central position, which allows Ismaila Sarr to fit on the right wing with Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. Rabiot and Doucouré still behind Rodriguez, where you now see Rabiot filling more defensive duties. Rodriguez as the attacking midfielder would be given the freedom to roam the pitch, as he's got the passing quality we've seen over the season. You also have great pace down the right flank with Sarr and Aarons, on the counter with Rabiot or Rodriguez looking for direct passes over to them. This way of countering down the right flank becomes more effective for the players to attempt to pull off. Make sure you comment below what transfers Everton should make this summer. Let me know what team you want me to look at next and click the subscribe button to see it. I recommend that you don't miss out on future videos. Subscribe to Route 1 and like the video if you did enjoy.